Evil forces exist on our planet Eternia. They seek to control the legendary Castle Grayskull, a place of wonders. If we are to know a lasting peace, I must go out and battle those forces. Farewell. With those words, He-Man left the only place he knew as home and set his feet on the path that would lead him to the most epic battle in the universe. Hi everyone, I'm Mac, and this is the countdown to Castle Grayskull. This is He-Man.
By the power of Grayskull!
If you've watched any of my other videos on Mega Construx Masters of the Universe line, then it will come as no surprise when I tell you that we're skipping all that Prince Adam nonsense. Yes, I have been railing against the 80s Filmation series, and yes, I know I used the He-Man transformation scene as my intro to these videos, but I mean, come on, that part is pretty awesome. In the Alcala continuity, He-Man was originally a jungle-dwelling barbarian who left his people to journey out into the world for the most altruistic reason: to fight evil for the sake of good, and to ensure that Castle Grayskull never fell into evil hands. He-Man was not the chosen one. He was not born to be a hero. He was a normal man, albeit a stronger than normal one, who chose to go out and do what was right. Instead of waiting for destiny to choose him, he went out to meet it head-on. On his first day out, he came across a green-skinned woman who was locked in battle with some sort of monster, and he jumped into the battle to help her. Together they drove the beast off, and He-Man's second step towards his destiny was taken. This woman was the Sorceress. The first one, the original one before the feathered headdress came on the scene. She recognized He-Man for the hero he was and took him to the cave that housed ancient secrets that she was protecting. Artifacts she claimed to have been made centuries before the Great Wars by Eternian scientists. And thus we got our first hint that Eternia was actually a post-apocalyptic land set in the devastation of something called the Great Wars. And these stories were the tales of mankind rising up from the ashes. Remember, this was the 80s, before that trope became cliché. Chief among the items given to He-Man was his dual-headed battle axe and his silver and orange shield. As far as I can tell, and from what I remember, there was nothing special about these items. They were just weapons for He-Man to use in his fight against evil, much sturdier than the stone-tipped spear he originally set out with. More importantly, however, the Sorceress, this one, not that one, gave He-Man his iconic power suit. And yes, I said power suit. In the original telling of He-Man, this item was more than just a harness or armor. It was a techno-magical suit that enhanced his already great strength and gave him the supernatural strength that He-Man was known for. Though I still don't think it ever gave him power on the level of the OP Filmation He-Man. It did, however, allow He-Man to create his own hut by carving away a massive stone with his bare fists. He-Man also had more than one of these suits. He had multiple suits that could serve multiple purposes. The most common one he wore was the one we just discussed, the power suit. But another one he was known to wear was a force suit that generated its own force field and protected He-Man from harm. We don't know what other types of suits He-Man was given, unfortunately, because we were only introduced to these initial two before the storyline was changed. As with Skeletor, this is our third issuing of He-Man as a mini action figure in the Mega Construx line. And once again, there's not much differentiating this issue of He-Man from the previous incarnations, especially the Wind Raider attack issue of the figure. If you remember, in my first Masters of the Universe video, I mentioned that the biggest difference was the color of He-Man's power suit and accessories. That the Battle for Eternia pack issue had a more dull gray color to his accessories, whereas the Wind Raider attack He-Man had a more metallic silver look to the suit and axe. My only issue was that the Battle Pack He-Man's shield and power sword looked dull compared to the Wind Raider issue. Well, now that's not a problem. With the Castle Grayskull issuing of this figure, we received not only a silvered shield to go with everything, but this as well. That's right, friends. This is an Alcala-style power sword. If you watched my unboxing video, then you know I was excited about the prospect of getting this item, and here we are. It is awesome. This is the version of the power sword I always wanted when I was a kid, and I'm very happy to get this with Castle Grayskull. However, with the silver lining comes a bit of a gray cloud. This model of the power sword does not match up with Skeletor's evil half of the power sword. This is another reason why in the video for Skeletor, I wish that we had received a new power sword with him rather than the Havoc Staff. Not only would the color have matched up with the new Skeletor coloring, but the style would have matched up with the He-Man Alcala sword. Knowing how Mattel liked to issue things piecemeal with the Masters of the Universe Classics line, I'm not ruling out that eventually we'll get an Alcala-style dark purple power sword for Skeletor. It is worth noting that the Castle Grayskull issuing of He-Man does have some differences in the paint deco. We see he has defined fur trim around his boots. His belt is golden rather than orange with no ornamentation. His eyes stand out more, and he has a black wash in his hair to give it better depth. He-Man, like all the figures issued with the Castle Grayskull, comes with a sand green piece to use as a base. You have to have He-Man in your collection. Like Skeletor, he is essential to the line. He is the leader of the heroic warriors and the defender of Castle Grayskull. While there is nothing outstanding about this figure that separates him from the previous issues, it is nice to have a silvered shield for him to carry. Also, how can you deny that the Alcala-style power sword isn't awesome? Now all we need is a Battle Cat. Just saying. And thank you everyone for talking He-Man and the Masters of the Universe with me. I apologize that it's been a while since I uploaded a video, but life outside of YouTube has been a bit busy for me. Please remember to like and share, leave a comment, and let me know what you think of so many He-Man releases being the same, and what you'd like to see come out next. Remember to subscribe and ring the bell so you will always be alerted when I upload videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, both are at BrickIntyre. Play well everyone, and as always, thank you for watching.